Would you trade a casket to be buried in cloth or have your friends dig your grave? Research shows that more people want options for their body after death. Nearly half want cremations, but there are other options. Our Justin McDuffie takes a closer look at natural burial and why more people are doing it.
It's dust to dust, ashes to ashes.
An old saying coming back in a literal way.
When people died, they had home funerals, and they buried them, within 24, 36 hours. There was no embalming, there was no metal casket, there was no concrete vaults, and that was the way it was.
Over the years, caskets and funerals have become more elaborate. Even so, the average traditional funeral costing about $10,000.
There comes a point where we all kind of go, wait a minute, does it have to be this way? Why does it have to be so complicated?
Looking for alternatives, many are turning to cremation.
That people should be able to live according to their values and die according to their values.
Others looking to our past.
Hey, this is the way we've done it for thousands of years. Can we not continue to do that?
Natural burials making a comeback across the country, including here in East Tennessee.
At the simplest level, we've had a couple of people buried wrapped in a sheet. And then we've had shrouds, which would be a more ceremonial covering, like a linen covering.
Mitzi Wood oversees the Natural Burial Preserve at Narrow Ridge in Washburn, the first of its kind in the state.
Many people don't know they have another option, and they find meaning in being buried in a way that doesn't negatively impact the planet and that honors these natural cycles of death, life and death.
A burial can be free if your friends and family want to dig your grave. Here, it's not strangers laying loved ones to rest.
And putting it into the grave and actually putting soil on top of the body, if you so choose, all of that is part of the grieving process, and it's a lot more healing, I think, than being totally isolated from the death of the loved one.
And even if a place like Narrow Ridge isn't the right fit, it's starting to open minds about the future of death.
Consumers of funeral services are now going to conventional cemeteries and saying, yeah, I need your services. I don't want to pull off a funeral all on my own. But can we do it without embalming? And can I choose a biodegradable casket?
And alternatives seem to be what families are looking for.
I think that that's a really meaningful way to go out, knowing that that you're not just taking, but you're giving back.
In Washburn, Justin McDuffie, WVLT News.
And for a closer look at other ways people want to be buried, you can look for this story in the WVLT News app.